What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Ask Nick, and I've got a good one for you today. It's about easy runs. This is a running-related question. I know you guys have lots of running-related questions, so hit me with them. This one from Brian Freya7, and I absolutely love this kid because he showed up to Croc Mile over on my main channel. He's a very talented young runner from Florida, and he asks, what is the importance of keeping most of your mileage easy when you're base building? And what is the importance of icing, stretching, and not neglecting easy runs? Well, let's talk first about easy runs, and then we'll talk about the little things. And it's interesting to note here that he says when you're base building, I don't only want to talk about base building, I want to talk about easy running during the entire season because keeping your easy runs is so freaking important to proper periodization and being the best runner that you can be. So when we talk about our easy runs, what are we talking about? It's mostly perceived exertion unless you run to heart rate, which I don't advise, but perceived exertion, you should be able to go for a run with your friends and carry on a conversation. That's easy run to me. We call it conversational pace. So when I was a pro, that was about 7-minute miles. We'd run around at 7-minute mile pace. We'd have a conversation, talk about our weekend, talk about the upcoming race, but we were running within ourselves, meaning we weren't exerting ourselves so hard that we couldn't carry on a conversation. And sometimes as that pace crept down to 6:45, 6:30, we found ourselves running 6:15s and the conversation got quiet all of a sudden. That's a pretty good indication that you're no longer running easy pace, all right? If you're running to heart rate, you know, kind of that 120, 130, 140 BPM, you know, once you start inching up to 165 plus BPM, you know, that's more tempo pace. So keep the easy runs easy. Now, now that we know how to run easy runs, why is it so important? Easy runs are not going to make you an incredible runner. And so you're thinking to yourself, well, why would I ever run an easy run then? Easy runs are maintenance miles that are gonna allow you to build a bigger base, become a stronger runner, but more importantly, crush your workout days. The workouts, the intervals, the tempos, the hill repeats, the really hard days, those are what are gonna make you a much better runner, but you can't do that 7 days a week. So as a pro, for example, my hard days were Tuesday long intervals, tempo Thursdays, and usually Saturdays were hill repeats or race specific intervals. On my easy days, the other days, I was just running conversational pace. My coach, Coach Roland, used to have this great mantra, it's just time on your feet. And some people like to run that time for time, and some people like to run it for mileage. I personally never wanted to think about the pace that I was running on my easy days, so I would run for mileage. I'd use a GPS watch, and let's say I knew I needed to hit 7 miles that morning. I ran until it said 7 miles. Sometimes that took me about 47, 48 minutes. Sometimes it took me an hour. I didn't care. It was just time on my feet. It was base building in preparation for the next day's hard workout. Now, you're gonna wanna run easy in base building. You're gonna wanna run easy in season. You're gonna wanna have these easy mileage, these easy miles, because they're just gonna make you a stronger runner overall. Having that big base is critical when you taper off that base or taper off that high mileage into the season, into championship racing. Now, speaking of championship racing, the little things are important, and Brian was smart enough to ask about the little things. Icing, foam rolling, stretching. My general feeling towards the little things is they're called the little things for a reason. They are like the extra 5%, the icing on the cake, but you need to build the damn cake. And that cake is your training. It's days, weeks, months, years of consistent training. And the little things can help you optimize that training, can help you stay healthy so that you can train harder. I really believe in a little bit of dynamic stretching before you run or before you do a workout, especially some static stretching afterwards, but I never got carried away with stretching because, again, it's just a little thing. It's not as important as the bulk of the training. Lifting is extremely important. I think ice baths are great after a hard session for reducing inflammation. Hydration is absolutely critical. I also think that taking a multivitamin can be helpful. You know, my wife and I just launched this product, Immune Boost Daily. I made this because every single morning we were taking electrolytes and a multivitamin and our Immune Boost powder and water, and we were throwing it all together into a glass. And that was like a $5 glass of stuff. And I'm like, I can make this way cheaper. And so that's exactly what I did. Immune Boost Daily, electrolytes, multivitamin, Immune Boost, in a 30-day supply in this little tub. And Brian will actually be receiving our new starter kit. I'll link everything that's in the starter kit, but it's a pint glass, a month supply, a sticker, a hand autographed picture. If I use your question in an Ask Nick series, you get one of these for free. So I'm gonna ship one to Brian right now. But in the meantime, if you can't wait, I've linked the starter kits in the description below. That's how I view easy mileage and the little things. Guys, the way you want to view your training is you're not going to become an Olympian tomorrow or a superhuman runner tomorrow. What you can do is get just a tiny fraction of a percent better each and every day. Each month, each season especially, aim to get just a little bit better. An analogy my coach used to use was climb every single rung of that ladder slowly and steadily. And after a few years, a few seasons worth of work, you will be amazed how high you've climbed on that ladder. But if you try to jump up and skip rungs of that ladder, you're gonna come crashing back down. So just a fraction of a percent each day, each week, each month adds up into huge, huge gains. Stay healthy, train smart, train hard, kick ass. I believe in you guys out there. Send me your questions over on Instagram. I'm answering one right here on Nick Simmons 2 every single week. Thanks, guys.